The I-25 Fantasy Football League, a league you've probably never heard of, but one with a rich history. Almost 10 years in existence, the league experienced an earth-shattering scandal in its infancy in the 2011-2012 season, a scandal so large that it changed the landscape of the league forever.
2011-2012. I remember second year of the league, 16 teams. This was back before everything, of course, went down.
I remember my team was pretty solid, looking like a championship run. I knew something fishy was going on the outside, but I wasn't too worried about it at the time.
It was more relaxed, it was kind of a hobby. Now it's so stressful in the league, it's just like I have so many gray hairs, but back in the day it was just so young.
Well, my relationship with the Twins started back in high school when me and Mikey were wrestling with the Twins, and I got to spend a lot of time with the Twins wrestling on attorneys, hanging out at the hotel. They're like kind of little bros, so fucking love the Twins, man.
I've known the Twins the majority of my life. Knowing Corey growing up, they've always been around. Shane, Austin, maniacal fucks, those two.
You could say I like to think of myself as a mentor for them. So what happened really hurt me down deep. I thought they were better than that.
I've known them for a while, since our dads used to coach in the Little League baseball and football. They were always like connected at the hip. They were always like best friends, so they're good kids though. Good kids.
On a cold fall night, right before winter, a trade went through that shook up the league forever. Shane Nelson decided in his best interest to trade away all of his good players to Austin Nelson. This is a reenactment.
So, bro, I got this crazy idea. Hit me, brother. Well, seeing as I'm going to the playoffs and you're not, you should trade me all your good players for all your bad players. That's an interesting plan. But do you think anyone's going to care? I don't think anyone's going to care. It's a fair trade. We're agreeing on it. Alright, so if we do this, we split the profits, go 50-50? Alright, let's do it.
As the commish of the league owners basically let me do what I want concerning trades. Basically, allowing me to veto or push through trades that I think are fair. And most of the trades are pretty fair. We don't ever really have to put anything to a vote or, undo a trade. However, this trade that the Twins did was just outrageous. One of the craziest things that I think I've ever seen. Super one-sided, and it really got the owners pissed off.
Confused for sure. I was looking at one player, 1v1 or whatnot, and I was like, hey, that's definitely an ugly trade, but alright, maybe bad. But then I saw the second player, the 2-for-2 trade going on, and I was like, this is a scam. There's no way this could be true. And it was ugly. It was ugly.
I was pretty pissed off. I was way down on the waiver wire, so once, forget who broke it, but kind of went on Facebook that they had dropped their players, and then so it was a dash to get them on waiver wire.
I was like, maybe someone hacked into the Twins' computer, because this isn't something that they would do, man.
That night was crazy. It was a cold fall night. I was sitting there eating Fruity Pebbles, and I got a notification on Facebook because Facebook back then was the coolest thing to do, like you had on Farmville. So I was looking on Facebook, I saw a notification, and I literally just dropped my bowl of Fruity Pebbles. And I was just baffled that the Twins would conspire the league like that and just be shady. I was just like, I wasn't too mad. I was disappointed, and I knew our league had integrity to not uphold the trade, which is great for our league and great for the fan base.
I remember I was living in Kansas City at the time, and I went online after I got off work. I saw that this trade was going down, and it was vetoed, and all the players were dropped. They dropped them all, and Rashard Mendenhall is who I ended up picking up. I know Mike Tolbert was on that list. Mike Tolbert was there. I think those are the only two that I remember, but I ended up snagging Rashard Mendenhall, and I went to myself, how fucking cynical.
Obviously veto. I think it took me 10 seconds to cancel that one real quick. I said, veto. Put it on the scoreboard or the league board. No way.
Should have been suspension and a fine, but that year we couldn't really do that, or else it would have made the league look bad.
Veto is the good choice. Yeah.
Obviously thought that was the best thing to do. It's a good call by the commish. The commish has always done us right. So it was definitely the most fair thing to do, even though just dropping all those players. Wasn't a big fan of that either.
I mean, it was a great decision to drop all those players. I ended up a beneficiary of that decision. Rashard Mendenhall, he led me to the semifinals that year. I believe I lost to the Flaming Flamingos.
So obviously after this happened, I vetoed it, and they dropped all their players. We were going into a new year, and we decided 16 teams was too many. We wanted to drop down to 14. So we needed to make a decision on who was going to stay and who was going to go. So we decided to have a vote. There's 4 teams that were going to be available: Mile High Marlies, Fort Collins Tebow supporters, Crotch Cripplers, and finally a mega team putting the Twins together. The league was pretty, opposite ends on what they wanted to do.
I probably voted for the Twins.
I swayed more toward T. Nelly and his team, which was Mile High Marlies. And I voted for Tanner almost every single time we had a vote up for discussion. The Twins had a strong case for me, and we were going from 16 down to 12. And we needed to eliminate 4, correct?
Well, yeah.
We need to eliminate 4, and I think I was not necessarily opposed to the Twins having their own teams. I just wasn't for it.
I was pro Mile High Marlins.
Marlies.
Mile High Marlies. I was pro Mile High Marlies. I was happy about the 12 team, or the cut from 16 to 12. We definitely needed to cut some fat. But the Mile High Marlies, they were a very competitive team. They took it very seriously, and I was disgusted with the Twins' teams.
See, I think I voted for them to combine teams.
But overall, the Twins ended up winning that vote and becoming one super team. Most of the league called it collusion, and most of the league voted for the Twins to be one team, even some of the owners trying to kick them out. But what do the Twins have to say?
The way that I remember it is that Shane was really bad.
The guy had 2 wins on the season.
I was really good. I was going
Playoff
to the playoffs. And we decided to try to boost my team a little bit, and you denied our trade. That's all I remember. And then.
So do you guys remember whose idea it was to make the trade?
Because I was like, I want to win this fucking thing. And so I approached Shane, obviously. We were living in the same house at that time. I was like, let's make a deal. And Shane was like, I'm 2 games. I don't really care. This was, before we had keepers, before it was really big money. So he was like, yeah, whoever you want, let's just get it done.
I mean, anyone could have approached me if I would have said yes. I was fucking in the chair. You could have. The commissioner himself could have been part of this if he wanted.
Do you guys think that the trade was fair?
I don't know if I'd say it's a fair trade, but
It was a trade we were both willing to make that we were comfortable making.
yeah, it's like when you swap, like that failed first-round draft pick for a seventh-round draft pick. It was, both teams wanted to get out of it and get what they could from it.
He's real football.
Yeah, I'm talking real deal there.
This is the worst shit.
After I vetoed your guys' trade, you dropped all the players. Were you guys nervous about being booted?
Well, I didn't think that was going to get us kicked out of the league. I thought
No.
it was.
After the trade got vetoed, I was like, oh shoot, bummer.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, let's
Corey
just-
vetoed it,
yeah.
so Austin's not going to get through. And then that's when the idea came about to
drop all of his players, and I'll try to pick them up.
when the talks first came about us being booted.
Well, because
yeah.
when we got reduced, that's when it was either the Twins go to the same team or they're out, right?
Yeah.
After, I probably didn't care enough back then because that was like
That's
what
true.
senior, junior year of high school for us.
Yeah.
I probably didn't take it serious enough. Like I didn't take fantasy serious enough back then to really care. If I was out of the league, I probably wouldn't have cared back then. I would care now if I'm out of the league.
I agree 100% with that.
How did you feel / how do you feel now about being being in one team, controlling one team together?
Obviously, it's easy because we're together all the time. It's easy to bounce stuff off each other. Like the way we kind of, I actually don't want to give our secret out, so I'm not going to tell you that.
But we have a system.
We have a system of how we do things, and it's easy. So like, it's like two minds are better than one. So like, if he brings something to the table, we'll both talk it out. And if I'm like, you're fucking stupid, and we both come to like consensus, we don't do it, or we talk it out. I'm like, okay, we like it, we move forward with it. With like some of you guys just jump to conclusions because you have one track of thinking, and then it fucks you over. Like whoever, there's a bunch of trades that happened last year that were just idiotic, and probably led to some bad seasons. That's why we don't trade that much.
The question still remains: should the Twins ever have their own teams? And did they actually plan this all along to be one super football-minded team?
I believe the Twins, with a Z, had an ulterior motive from the start. They wanted this to happen. They needed it to happen. And more importantly, they made it happen. And as a league historian, I am absolutely against it.
What does the data show that kind of supports that they made this conspiracy to be together?
Well, the data would support, as the league historian, the data supports every single year since they have been in the league together as their own team, they have never missed the playoffs. That team has two combined minds, and they knew what they were doing from the start.
That's a good question. I think that they like working together. They're like best buds. But I think it's probably something that they would want is to have control of their own team. I think that's what everyone wants. But I mean, from what I know, I don't think it necessarily like upsets them that they're on the same team. But that's just what I'm guessing.
I don't think initially they wanted to, but the whole Twins thing, they share a brain, right? So maybe that settled in deep, sure. They work well together. They'll never win. They'll just be their curse, but perhaps.
I don't know, man. They have poker faces. You can't really read them too well, but it hasn't helped them since. So I don't think they would want to do that.
Every year except for last year, they were
In the playoffs?
in the semifinals.
Really?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
See. Well, good job, Twins.
No, I don't, but I think that they were always kind of working together. I think, they were always trying to plot so at least one of them would do good. So I think it made most sense.
I'm going to put out here and say hard no, because ever since we became on the same team, we haven't finished under the bottom three except for twice in a year, and we've finished top three every other year. If not losing in the semifinals, losing in the finals. So I think really you guys probably should kick us out of the league because we have been pretty dominant, just haven't been able to get that win yet. I get the league historian to look. We've only not finished in the top half of the league twice, if not the top three.
I agree that it's been good for us. We've done well. Haven't got the ring yet. That's obviously something that we both want. Of course. Write our name on that trophy. It'd be great. Haven't been the doucher.
Yeah, not even close. Well, maybe
Well,
except for this year.
We were pretty close this year. But it would be interesting, if we did stay separate to see who was better. I think if we both stayed on separate teams to see historically who is the better team. But I like our system. I like what we do now. I think what it's grown into is it's a good system. It's a good partnership.
Yeah, we're killing it.
Do you think that they should ever be separated or have the chance to be separated again?
No, this is like the old Pete Rose rule, man. That dude would never be in the hall. Why should the Twins ever be split up again after what they did? No way. No way.
I mean, I've thought about it. Like,
I'd be open to it.
Yeah,
but
definitely be open to it. But it's like when he does dumb shit, like accept trades for that ass, and then like, this would be nice if I had my own team. I'm gonna have to deal with this. But again, we're fine with being on the same team. Like I'm not definitely not opposed to it. Well, like I think maybe we finally move away from like get out of the same town, it might be more viable then. But as long as we're like seeing each other all the time, there's no reason to split us up really.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I think if we have another person leave, I feel like next, what I would vote is to have them have their own team.
As the vote came up, I was unsure. I don't know whether we would be rewarding them or hurting them, and that is my ultimate dilemma.
Maybe eventually one of these days if we expand the league. But our waiting list has really diminished. So yeah, maybe. Depends if we want to expand the league or somebody drops out.
No, I don't think they should be on the same team ever again.
A lot of the questions remain unanswered and will probably stay that way for the rest of the league's existence. Do they actually want to be put together? Did they conspire to do this? Will they ever actually win a championship, or are they cursed forever? These are answers to questions that we may never know. But we do know one thing. They definitely colluded.